What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So for this week here on Motorfest, we have the Chase Squad Deploy Summit. It is going to get us the Enforcer Underglow, which I have to admit for a rare Underglow is honestly pretty dang plain. The next summit, though, we're actually going to be getting even worse when it does come to rewards. It is giving us the Orange Prismatic Nitro. If you are wondering why that is, this is not going to be a new Nitro. No, this one is actually from the Crew 2. I really do not know why they're actually giving us nitros from the Crew 2 and we're actually in Motorfest now, where we should probably be getting new rewards. To be honest, I think it's a bit disappointing. And then I also have to show this here quick though. The next summit is going to be the Carpenter Brutal. Here's what's going to be interesting, guys. Do you see the summer reward, the Creators KS Death Racer Edition? Now, if you actually take a quick look at this car, they're like, yo, that thing looks pretty dope. Here's the insane part though, I have to show this real quick so you guys see the car there on the front of the screen for the actual summit here, which I would say looks pretty unique. But if we actually head over to the hypercar category real quick though, let's take a look at the current one that everybody does probably have at the moment. This is what's probably going to surprise you guys. Look at this thing right here. So anybody notice anything about this? Yeah, it looks almost identical to that one. In fact, I would say that is probably one of the worst Summit Platinum cars I have ever seen. I have to admit it. Like, look at this thing real quick, guys. Like, check this out here. So it's going to be white. I would actually say somebody could probably make the same livery that's on that car. Heading back into the Summit, though, and this is where it gets kind of odd to me. We are going to have the Underglow here as a Platinum reward, an Old Orange Prismatic Nitro for a Platinum reward, and then we're actually going to have the Death Racer Edition that is legit the exact same car with a special livery on it. You really cannot make this stuff up. I just don't understand what they are doing with the rewards in these summits, man. I just don't get it. But besides that, though, let's move over to the Chase Squad Deploy Summit right now, though. I also do want to mention tomorrow I am finally going to be getting up the Chase Squad Playlist Challenge Guide. That one has definitely been pretty dang interesting. Before this summit, though, it is going to be primarily based on the actual Chase Squad playlist. Who would have thought? Every single event here, except for maybe one of them, is going to be based on that entire playlist. What's kind of hilarious to me though is if you were actually thinking about getting the playlist and spending the money on it, after playing this summit, I'm probably going to guess and say most players are like, yeah, no, man, I'm good. I'm good. Probably not the best thing they could have done having this as a summit, but hey, I guess it's going to be different and give players a chance to test it out. For the skills though, we're going to have an escape, a slalom, and a speed trap. For the escape here, you're probably going to want to use a hypercar. Shocking, right? Probably not. Now, I didn't do all that great on this one, but I have to admit, I was not really feeling this one all that much. I did not want to deal with the really annoying traffic in it. So I ended up getting around 5,000 or so yards with the lovely Lamborghini. I'm like, you know what? I'm good, man. Let's move over to the next one. The next thing is going to be a slalom. For this, you can actually use a plane on it because it is going to be in the water, but the actual objective themselves are going to be insanely high up. With this though, you can still easily get maxed out score using something like a powerboat. I got around 8,000 points. As you guys can see, I got 157,000 points. Going to the top here though, the highest players are going to be using a plane, and they got 12,000 points, still is 157,000. So no, you do not have to use a plane if you do not want to. The last one though is going to be a speed trap. So for this, I did end up using the Chevrolet Corvette C7. You're probably going to notice the best one is most likely the Proto Hup one, but as long as you guys actually line that thing up in 5th gear, you hit that nitrous, and the big thing is not going to have any AI traffic in the way, you should easily be able to get yourself over 400 miles an hour solo on this one. If you're actually slipstreaming, then yeah, 440 miles an hour is probably going to be a tad easier if you're with other people. Now, when it does come to the events in the summit, though, 3 of these are going to be the ones that you actually have to do a chase takedown. There's actually going to be a huge tip I can give all of you that's going to go for all 3 of these. That is going to be all you will have to do to get a super high score on this. As you guys will see here, 1,242,000. And the funny part is I did not even realize this until I finally got to this one here, which is going to be under arrest. On the Hunt, you can also do this, and the Chase Squad Unite. The easiest way to get a super high score, guys, and get over 1,000,000 points on this is actually fairly simple. You have to get head-on collisions with the actual AI themselves. One thing I can definitely recommend here though is go into your options, head over to difficulty, and definitely turn the AI cops off. This is going to make this a lot easier to get a higher score in these events. But when you are doing this though, the hardest part about this though is to probably guess the path of these said racers, and that way you can actually get a head-on collision. Funny thing is, under arrest is easily going to be probably the easiest one to get a high score on, because the road where the actual racer is very easy to see where they are going. You can easily cut the road and actually get head-on collisions, which by the way can get you around almost 300,000 points on one hit. It's honestly pretty dang insane. Now, I did actually get 139,000 points on this one. It was not the best run, but I did still manage to get 749,000, not even getting a single head-on collision. I basically was aiming for only big hits on them, which can still get you a pretty high score. Even on the one down here, I still got 154,000 points. And the best part about this, though, is if you are looking to get a decently high score in these events, you don't have to get a head-on collision. But I do admit, though, some events are going to be easier than other ones. But for the top left event, though, it is going to be the new scoring type of event that you would end up finding in the new playlist. For this, though, it's actually going to be insanely straightforward. You're going to want to aim for the yellow cars and not the red ones. Hit them and you will get a score. It's going to go up to a 10 times multiplier. At 10 times, you'll get 5,000 points per one. The cool thing about this though is you can actually go back into certain areas and grab a few extra ones, giving you an even higher score in this. Also, when you guys do hit the jump in the one area, there's going to be two of them on a balloon. Make sure you actually hit both of those for 10,000 points. Overall though, I feel like these events are kind of dope, but I do feel like at the same time, players are not really going to enjoy them. And then for the last two events here, though, both of them are basically going to be time trials. The bottom one here, though, is going to be with the RS6. You will have to basically outrun the clock on this one, and it is going to be an insanely short race, being around a minute and 20 seconds. Luckily, the Audi RS6 is going to be insanely good. Quick mention, by the way, if you are wondering, I'm not running any pro settings on any of the skills or the races. You have to run your own vehicle on them. So keep that in mind though, because I do not run pro settings anymore at the moment. Even for the top event here, the Mustang Dark Horse is actually pretty dang good. I got around 3 minutes and 9 seconds. I wasn't really pushing it, but I do feel like for not having pro settings, that was pretty dang decent. Overall though, guys, I am curious to know your thoughts on this summit. I would say a lot of players are most likely not going to enjoy this one, because I do know the actual Chase Squad events have lots of mixed opinions on them. If you have any questions at all, let me know in the comments below. Let's jump right into this.